Hi, Matt. Welcome to the show this afternoon. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, and thanks for having us on, Manon. It's terrific to be here.
So look, Matt, tell us all about Habitat Sanctuaries and the wonderful work that you're doing.
We got involved and started Habitat Sanctuaries back in 2012. Basically, when we got involved, it was to try to help koalas. Everyone knows globally around the world that we've gone from 8 million koalas down to 80,000 when we started in 2012, which is 90% loss. And then, unfortunately, with the fires in 2019, it pushed us into a new category where we actually dropped down to around 60,000 koalas left, which is a 96% loss in the whole species.
Oh, my goodness.
So we sort of came about because back in 2012, when we were running events and trying to help koalas, we literally had 40 people in a crowd. And then you multiply that by the bushfires in 2019, and we ended up with around 52,000 people involved actively trying to help the koalas through the bushfires. So that's pretty much where we're at now. With the bushfires that were on during the 2019 period, we lost somewhere around 3 billion animals in Australia, and it burnt through around 46 million acres of land, or 18 million hectares of land, and that's according to government surveys. So it's pretty devastating sort of category to be involved in, and hence why we're ramping up our efforts and doing what we do. And so we really appreciate the time to have some airtime with you guys.
I'm 100% behind your cause. I think, as you said, with everything that's happened with the bushfires and the koalas that are now in danger, I just think what you're doing is just absolutely incredible. So tell us how you're doing this.
We're launching a program called the 1 Billion Trees campaign, which actually kicks off pretty much as this goes to air. So part of the Billion Trees campaign is the object is we're going to buy and plant 1 billion trees. And we're using those as an asset register to be able to protect animals. So when you've got that much land that's been removed from the environment, it has a consequence. And by planting 1 billion trees, we're effectively helping everyone on the planet because everyone breathes oxygen. So it doesn't matter if we plant them here in Australia or in Borneo or wherever the case is, they end up helping everybody. So we're doing this through the 1 Billion Trees campaign. We've got some outstanding companies that you'd be familiar with a few of them, and they're coming on board to do some terrific investment into tree planting. And I've got zero hesitation that we're actually going to succeed in the Billion Trees campaign. I have absolutely no hesitation whatsoever.
Yeah, well, the 1 billion trees is that's a very hairy, audacious goal. And I think you touched on, based on it before, about how this is really a community project. We're getting everyone involved in lots of sustainable businesses that are well aligned. So, did you want to share a bit more on how that all works?
Yeah, sure. We've got basically there's a lot of green companies that you're familiar with, a few of them definitely, and a lot of the green companies have approached us and we've approached them. They occupy a great space and they've volunteered to contribute to planting trees. So out of the sales of their products and they're in environmental and green spaces, they then contribute to planting trees. This takes the environment away from being a beggar. So a lot of charities are actually set up where the environment is a charity and therefore it's begging for funds. It's begging for finance, it's begging for grants and all this sort of thing. So what we've done is we've removed that problem and we've taken it to the second evolution. So the charity model, it doesn't work. You can't buy land and protect it and build sanctuaries on a promise of funds from begging for funding. So and I was the president of a quite a good charity for a number of years, and we had constant fights over how to do fundraising and things of the sort. So we've taken it to Evolution 2, which is the direct contribution from suppliers. And so we've got Coffee for a Cause launching, which is with Byron Bay Coffee Company.
Awesome.
And every coffee that you buy now in the morning literally goes to planting trees. So they contribute for every kilo of coffee that's sold. They now have a tree commitment as part of that. And then we've got some terrific other companies involved. Little Green Panda that does wheat straws. We've got a makeup company called Wondery Makeup, which is a vegan organic makeup up your toothbrush now. You buy a toothbrush, it'll plant trees. And so there's no longer this need for the environment to go begging for funds. It's literally just a case of people make an educated choice, and it protects the land.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I think like nowadays, consumers are more aware than ever and want to vote with their wallet and especially support such a great cause. I'm actually curious, how much does it cost to plant a tree?
A tree costs us $3.40, between $3.40 and $4 from the nursery, and that's to grow a tree that's about 30 centimetres tall, so it's as a tube stock. With that tree, then, of course, we have to plant the land, so it's terrific that we grow trees and plant, but a lot of the carbon offset programs that you'll see around the planet actually plant banana trees, palm plantations and pine plantations. And although that's terrific, you're putting a tree in the ground, it doesn't help because it's then harvested, which means they release that CO2 back in the atmosphere, and it has a zero benefit actually because you're selling the same plot of land over and over. Whereas what we do is we buy the trees and we plant the trees, and that's it. It's a sanctuary land. And on parts of the sanctuary land, we're putting solar farms, and the solar farms will actually pay for the council rates. They'll pay for the fire tracks to be maintained, and they'll sell the solar power back into the communities around the area. So there's communities end up with a vested interest in making sure that the land's protected. This model allows us to take this plan global. So we'll actually be able to go into any part of the planet where there's an endangered species or an animal in need and be able to establish the lands that are self-funded through people's purchases and solar power, basically.
Oh my goodness, I love it so much. You're really you're the human version of the Lorax, pretty much.
I'll wear that mantle.
That's incredible. So how can businesses who want to get involved with habitat sanctuaries, what can they do to reach out to you?
That's great. Thanks for that intro. If they wanted to get involved and they are a green organisation, we're always looking for more green organisations that have got a green mind and a green heart. We're not here to greenwash a company. So if a company's got unethical methods or practices or products, we're not interested and we're not going to cooperate. We're here for the genuine green products and companies that are there. And if they want to purchase the coffee, if they want to purchase things like the wheat straws, if they want to buy the bamboo toothbrushes, it's all there on the website and social media, and they can take part in that. If the company themselves that sees a benefit in them and the story to their people, which I can assure you the story is very strong in the community. And to give you an idea, during the bushfires, on the strength of the stories, our social media was growing at 2,700% every 4 days.
That's crazy.
And that's basically just on the principle of what it does. So that's without throwing marketing money at it. And so the social story for companies that want to do something properly is significant. The trees are also planted in their name. So when the business does actually contribute, we plant the trees on behalf of them, so they get the credit for it. They go onto an asset register, and the asset register is the protection of the tree. So the government may be able to challenge us to mine the land, frack it, or whatever the case is under Westminster law. But because the trees go onto an asset register, there is actually a legal issue there where they end up with 10,000 asset claims from 10,000 tree owners, and it's a no-go zone for a company that wants to come in and frack it.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So then that's a completely safe way of ensuring that when you're planting a tree, it's staying on the sanctuary and it's doing the good thing.
It's as safe as we can possibly make it.
I love all that. Sounds amazing. And so you're saying you're launching this soon. When is this going to be taking off?
Yeah, so we'll be launching on the 25th of November.
Ooh,
so depending on when this goes to air. The 25th of November is when we launch, and the campaign goes active, and I will be unable to put the handbrakes on it, and I'll be unwilling to put the handbrakes on it. So looking forward to it going.
As I said, it is an incredible initiative that you're doing. You've been working on this for so long, and the momentum you're getting and the traction, I mean, it's a great cause. People want to get behind it, and you're actually doing something to help the climate change and the planet.
The important thing is it's actually not habitat sanctuaries that are doing it. It's the people that are buying the products. So it's the everyday people at home that are watching this or at work watching this. They're the ones that buy the coffee. They're the ones that buy the wheat straws. They're the ones that buy toothbrushes. They're just given a better option.
Exactly. They're using their voice to show what kind of future they want. And I love it so much.
And forcing change.
Well, thank you so much, Matt, for having for coming on the show and sharing your incredible story. I'm so excited for the launch, and I think you're going to do amazing things and very, very positive for the future. So thank you so much. And
thank you. Thanks, Manon.
We'll be in touch soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.